Cracking passwords is difficult. I mean, have you ever tried to crack into a friend's phone? Don't answer that. But that is what hackers have to deal with each time they try to break into your system. For instance, a common method amongst hackers is to literally try out every combination and see which one cracks the password. That method is called a brute force attack. To illustrate its effectiveness, a password of 4 characters, which has about 78 million possibilities, can be brute forced instantly. But a password of 16 characters, which has about 37 nonillion, that's 37 followed by 30 zeros, possibilities, it takes 5 billion years to do the same. That is the power of cybersecurity. But what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital threats. And speaking of cybersecurity, what is the most basic form of it? In my published research paper, The Exposed Vulnerabilities of Data Backup, I noticed that almost each and every case had some sort of a password breach. And why not? After all, your password is the first wall of defense. And we concern ourselves with the security of everything we possess. Our houses, our safes, and likewise, our computers. Which brings me to an important question. What makes a good password? A good password consists of 64 characters, preferably with a random assortment of symbols, letters, and numbers. Don't forget special characters for your passwords like $, exclamation mark, and accented letters. These are the guidelines for a good password set by NIST, or National Institute of Standards and Technology. But if you want to skip password creation altogether, I recommend single sign-on, or SSO. This way you can log in to any website with your Gmail account, hassle-free. And if you want strong passwords, as well as the convenience of an SSO, I suggest password managers. These tools create and remember the ideal passwords for you in a matter of seconds. And if, like me, any one of you have committed that cardinal sin of repeating your passwords across multiple sites, password managers can be of help here. But replacing all the old passwords is rather tedious. Therefore, it is recommended to replace them as per usage. That is, replace your account's passwords as and when you visit them. Now that said, SSOs and password managers are all dependent on a source. Your Gmail for the SSO and your password for the password manager. Which means that if the source is compromised, then SSO and password manager, along with all the accounts associated with them, are also compromised. But thankfully, companies are implementing additional security measures, like biometric verification and the voice recognition. There's also the now famous two-factor authentication, which requires 2 methods of verification. But each of these methods have flaws of their own, prime of which is inconvenience to the user. And recently, there has been talk of quantum computers, which, if made, can break through any password. The relevance of password is brought into question. But you have to remember that you cannot have multiple computers that can absolutely protect themselves and also have the ability to break through any password. In truth, passwords will never go out of fashion since they are the foundation on which cybersecurity is built. Therefore, to protect yourself, you must have a strong password. Thus, NIST guidelines demand repetition. A good password consists of 64 characters, preferably with a random assortment of symbols, letters, and numbers. Don't forget special characters for your passwords like $, exclamation mark, and accented letters. And usually a phrase is used to fill out the 64-character length while also retaining some memorability. But if 64 characters are overwhelming for you, have passwords of at least 16 characters. So go ahead, change your passwords like I did, and keep them guessing. Thank you.